Hello and welcome to another episode of Map Talks. I'm Mats and this is Robert. We are currently at Rygge Supercharger and well, let's see, now we're at 24%. We came here literally been at 2 minutes. Well, we've gotten 3 kilowatt hours and 2%. Now, I just received the latest update. And 2019-20.2.1. I know you're a few updates further ahead in the land of North America and all that, and good for you. We got beach buggy. We can drive cars in our car while we're not driving a car. Yeah, happy. Ooh. But I got the 200 kilowatt hour update on third parties, which means I can charge very, very quickly on, for instance, Ionity chargers. We tried it, but we didn't have low enough state of charge to get that.
And I think the battery was cold.
Probably, yes. Yes, speaking of driving here now, I plotted in the destination, and it started preheating the battery, and it got a little green circle and a message saying preheating battery. And I've never seen that before. I had the function for a while now, but it was the first time it popped up. So that was fun. It works. There was also this high-pitched, slightly unsettling sound. I think must have had something to do with that, because I've never heard that sound before. But I'm not certain. As I mentioned in the previous video, I had the windows tinted, and I've decided to, not right now, but eventually maybe remove the tinting. I think it's tinted this glass, take it off, and also the top part of the rear glass deck, simply because it's too dark. Oh, look, there's a Golf here.
What? And it's a fossil Golf.
Yeah, it's a fossil Golf. I don't know why. Maybe he's curious about all the Teslas. Either he's making fun of us or he's very envious. I put the car up for a service using the app the other day, and that was a great experience. So quick and so fun. And a few days afterwards, I got a response from Tesla. They wanted some pictures and stuff. The driver's side fog light is fogging up, and it's been like that almost since I got the car. So I decided finally to get it replaced. Probably they will send out a Ranger. I mean, but it must take them literally 2 minutes to swap it out. So I'm very excited to see how that's being handled and followed up, because I've heard a little bit of everything from of Tesla service, and I know that they're building out their Ranger service also in Norway, and that's great news. Coffee, by the way, again. He's being very, very antisocial now. That's how it is.
Sorry, hello. I don't have so much
He's sick, so.
voice. And that's not strange, because on Tuesday I came home from almost 3 weeks on the Gran Canaries with every day over 25 degrees, and came home to, well, the 2 latest days, not today, but Wednesday and Thursday has been the shitty weather here. So yeah, I have some hot cocoa in my new cup. It's Turkish.
Turquoise.
It's turquoise. Yeah, I have the cup from before, but I like this.
I like the color.
I like the color. Nice color. What's a birthday present for myself? From myself to myself.
What it's called? Journalists. They've been testing the i3 against a few other cars, and well, it came off. I haven't read the test, but I'm gonna get that test, by the way. Try to anyway. I think it came off okay, hopefully. But one of them was very critical about the interior of the car, saying it would have probably been thrown out of a Dacia Duster or something. Dacia is Renault's cheap sister car, using previous gen Renault components and building very cheap cars. Selling very well in the Ustan and Eastern Bloc kind of countries.
I just on my way home from Gran Canaria. I was in Portugal, and on the airport in Lisbon, there was flooding over with Dacia taxis.
They're cheap and they're functional cars.
There was, I think almost 50% of the taxis in the queue was Dacias.
Anyway, what I was supposed to talk about in today's video is Tesla's quality and when it comes to interior and stuff. Well, the two stalks, for instance, for the gear indicator and the wipers and lights. I mean, they work, and when you touch them and move them, you don't think so very much about it. But let's face it, it is very, very cheap plastic. It really isn't becoming of a car of this cost, and I can agree that I can agree with that. But and part of the steering wheel is slightly cheap, and the plastic on the steering column is terrifyingly cheap. But apart from that, everything else, in my mind anyway, that you touch, like the middle console, it's leather wrapped and it's nice soft plastic, and the door cards, it's mostly wrapped in fake leather and soft plastic, until of course you get lower down where it's cheap plastic again. But that's how it is in many cars. Most of the easy to touch surfaces which you use every day, they're kept in soft materials and comfortable materials, and that's honestly what matters to me. But as I said, I haven't read the test yet, so maybe I should be careful saying something. And this is of course anecdotal because it's only my opinions and no one else's. But many other test owners say the same thing, that they've done the simple thing by keeping all the normal contact surfaces in relatively quality materials, and then you can keep everything else a bit cheaper because you don't normally touch it or see it or think of it because you don't interact with it. That's perfectly, it's nothing new, and then everybody else does this as well. Of course, the tested it against, what was it, an Audi?
Yeah.
No, wait, not a Mercedes, a Volvo and a Mercedes.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the Volvo is very good. I have to get around driving a new Volvo because they're very, very, Volvo interiors are generally very good indeed. And the new Merc of the last few generations have been fabulous. I've driven the latest E-Class and it's very, very good indeed.
Oh, I love the Model X.
Yeah, but the Falcon Wing doors are brilliant. They've opened slightly uneven. Why have the one don't open fully? Because there's nothing in the way of it. Look.
There was a kid in the way.
Okay.
It had to, so it didn't smack the kid over.
Mm-hmm.
Because the kid was standing there. Just so yeah, it had to avoid the kid.
It's there's always traffic on this supercharger. I mean, I've been working just up the road for it in the last few weeks, and it's been constantly coming and going of cars here. Sadly or strangely, the Ionity charger is of the less used sort, it seems, which is a bit.
It's Tesla and Grand Contact. I think Fortum is not either so much used.
No, it's a bit
but
hidden
the
in
problem
the
for
back
Fortum, this Fortum charger is it's a little bit
hidden away.
hidden away.
Yeah.
Behind both Circle K and McDonald's. So the Grand Contact you see when you arrive to this area.
Yeah, it's almost the first thing you see.
Yeah.
That and when I get down there, you also see the Ionity chargers. But I think a lot of people are scared of the Ionity chargers because they don't know how to interact with them. They don't know how they work or how to get them working because they're pretty new in Norway and they're not providing necessarily their own services in the way that everybody else does. So yeah, and I don't know how good the apart from Audi, which I think is very good at this because I've seen a few e-trons on it. I don't think the other
Manufacturers.
yeah, and the sales organizations are very good at telling them, because I don't think they got. I don't think they necessarily got a memo.
And I think also a lot of people have been scared because of the price module Ionity has. I have been looking at the cost on the Ionity charger, and
Ghosted at
if you come in with a low battery status and fill it up, it's even cheaper than staying here.
Yeah, it is actually very much cheaper.
And there you get faster charging.
Yeah, so your total time of charging goes down.
So, it's what?
Did you hear the beep?
Yeah, this was my phone.
Okay. What was the car?
I know I got a text message.
Okay.
So it's not expensive to use the Ionity charger, but a lot of people think it is because they have this.
Is it going? It's going upwards. That can't possibly be right.
Because they have this. Because they have this price module. People get scared.
The cooling fans are running, and the kilowatt is going up. It's not going down. It's going up. It's increasing. Does that change something in the algorithms of the charge? This is we're at 57% now. It went up to 118, and now it's going slightly down again. This is very strange behavior. Maybe they've changed something in the charging curve, in the algorithm. Anyway, we're at 28. We have gained 28 kilowatt hours now, which means we've gained an entire Ionic. Imagine that.
So,
Yeah.
but this is a very popular charger. I think they should have to expand it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Either that, or they can upgrade it to the. This is the V2 chargers, and they've spoken of software upgrading at M250. Right now they're locked at 120.
Yeah, but still I think they have to expand it. Because there's constantly people.
Yeah, but if you can upgrade it, you can have higher throughput because you charge quicker.
Of course. But you have to think the next supercharger now, after this, is
Nebulous.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, Nebulous. So it's a while.
Or it's Tanum going to Sweden that way.
Yeah. And if we're going to Drammen, it's Holmestrand.
Yeah.
Lier doesn't.
Which I also have used, and it works. Holmestrand's a little bit hidden, so you have to go off the road and you have to go through Holmestrand, and then I find it hidden away.
Because Lier is not for Model 3.
Yeah, I know.
But I have heard rumors they're building a new one.
Really?
Yes.
Where?
In Lier.
Oh. A bigger one.
That's why. That's because they haven't. That's one of the reasons they haven't upgraded it.
Yeah, because the current one is on a relatively small amount of land. Well, I mean relatively, so they probably can't expand it, so they need more space.
It's like Soleil. You can't expand that either. Hot cocoa is very good.
It is. Yeah, I was driving yesterday. I had a long drive of 3 or 4 hours or something. Going around the entire county. And I was on some not old, but some shitty gravel roads. And they're also a little bit like this. And the way they did hand it, I was surprised because it didn't shake the car to pieces. It actually handled it quite well. And that was fun. I mean, that was, I didn't expect it. Of course, I drove very carefully because I don't want to pepper the car with stone chips and everything. And more than what they have done. Of course, now it is coated and treated, so it should keep itself relatively nice. One thing I do miss, occasionally, just occasionally, is sunroof you can actually open, but it's just occasionally, so it's not a really big thing.
It will be fun to take this car for a long spin this summer.
Yeah, we're going down to Italy over an Alp, through Germany over an Alp, and then down to Italy and then to Turin, to a huge 2,000 square meters car museum in Turin. I think it's a industrial building. They just thrown some cars in.
Before we get there, we will in fact visit this old aviation museum where they have the Concorde and the Tupolev rival.
Yeah, the molds. What is it called again?
Sinsheim.
Sinsheim. It's a museum having cars, airplanes, motorcycles, everything probably. Read about it. It's quite special, so I'm looking forward to that.
And we'll also visit Normandy.
While we're going through France, might as well just pop by. It's I've never been there, and it's 75 years ago this year, so it's sort of, well, why not?
So I have, in fact, some of the places we will stay overnight. I have charging for electric cars. So
Yeah, destination chargers. Well, they're not necessarily test Teslas, but Type 2 chargers. So
Yeah.
that's good.
I've tried, but it's not easy always.
No.
On the same time, I have tried to get the cost down.
Yeah, but you have the supercharger network, and you have also planning to and also try Fastnet in Netherlands.
Yeah, we're gonna stay in Eindhoven. So
Yeah, the Fastnet is just. I mean, Norway is probably 5 years ahead of everybody else when it comes to general EV charging networks, and the Netherlands is probably just as good as what I've heard, because it's a small country, so it's easy to build out a good quick charger coverage because of the. Oh, look! Someone is charging at the Grønnkontakt. No, at the Fortum charger. Leaf.
let's talk it on. Is it? There is.
It's on the hypercharger.
Yeah.
Hyper. I love that name. That does make me think of what's it called again? The British kind of the electronica trance techno band. The one who died recently.
Prodigy?
Yeah, Prodigy.
Hyper?
Yeah, it always make me think of Prodigy.
Scooter?
Yeah, well, I don't know why I don't think of Scooter. Anyway, point is, the Leaf can't do. Well, it can use the hypercharger, but it can even use a little bit of it.
Isn't it the old Leaf?
Is it? Yeah, it is the old Leaf, actually.
Why the hell is it standing there?
Well, it's more expensive.
Yeah.
But lack of knowledge again. Someone should educate people that this and this and this and this car use the old 50 kilowatt chargers. Everybody else use the new ones. Thank you. But they don't know better. So, I mean, they're technology, but it's cheap and it's more expensive, much more expensive to stay there.
Yeah. It's more expensive. So,
I know that.
So the chief of Fortum Charge and Drive can eat reindeer in Finnmark.
Yeah, I saw Björn had been driving around. It's going on down to Germany again now. They got the wing mounted. They're gonna test the car in 260 kilometers. That's fun. But it calculated that 190 kilometers an hour was probably the optimal cruising speed for the Model 3. Of course, cruise control only works up to 150 kilometers an hour, which is 125 miles ish, isn't it?
No,
Okay,
100.
no. Yeah, 100 miles. Sorry, 100 miles.
Well, a tip for you guys, if you have spare time. Sorry, Mats, for announcing another YouTuber, but if you have a spare time, search up Tesla Björn. He has now recently put out a 5-part series where he drive in Finnmark and northern Troms. helping the chief of the Norwegian part of Fortum Charge and Drive to find locations and visit places where they can put chargers in Finnmark and Northern Tromsø. So I recommend you to take a look at it. It's very interesting to see how they work.
And you also see a wonderful, amazing part of the country.
Of course.
And there's virtually no quick charging in Finnmark and Tromsø. There's one in Kirkenes, I think.
And Alta.
Yeah, but basically there's nothing. And the distances are pretty long, and it's pretty full of nothing, apart from all the small towns and cities. But they have a mandate from the government to build. So they're going to build the most advanced charging network in the world, I think. The way they have to travel using basically wall connectors. And it shows the difference when you can quick charge an electric car and not quick charge an electric car. It's huge. Basically,
but I was impressed. They used 5 days on this, and they drove 2,500 kilometers. So it's 500 kilometers a day, and they didn't have
access to
quick
charging.
Charging. They was counting on Sjuko.
Yeah, Sjuko and industry connectors like the blue and red.
And some destination chargers, in fact.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Tesla Owners Club Norway.
So, but I think we've waffled on quite far enough. Yeah.
If you're considering buying a Tesla, use Mats's referral code.
We'll give you...
you get some free kilometers of charging, and he gets some.
Yeah, 1,500 kilometers, I think, of free subcharging. And I get some free subcharging, and everybody wins.
And you get a fantastic car.
You do get a fantastic car. It's not perfect, it's full of little flaws, but all in all, it's brilliant. Really.
I missed the Tesla while I was in 3 weeks of the Gran Canaries.
Why?
Because they have old stinky Mercedeses and.
What's wrong with the Dodge Sandero?
No, on the Gran Canaries they didn't have Dodges. There was mostly Mercedes and Toyota Hybrid.
I like it.
And Toyota Hybrid that doesn't like the motorway. So you sit on the motorway and But that's a place where you could have electric cars, because it's very flat. Not very much hills.
There's a few hills.
On the middle of the island.
Yeah, a few volcanoes and stuff.
Yeah, it's all over. Yeah. It's a volcano island.
Exactly. Take care out there, and like, comment, subscribe if you want to. I'd very much appreciate it. And
now we're gonna go home and watch 24 hours from Rygge.
Yeah, and I have to edit the video. See what Björn has to say. Because I haven't kept myself updated lately. So, see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye, people.